Good day everyone and welcome to another video. Firstly, I'd like to wish Eid Mubarak to the Muslim community. Yes, I know it was a few days ago, but with editing and work and whatnot, this is as fast as I could get it out. As most of you guys know, my name is Johan, but I also have a middle name which is Halim, which of course is Islamic. And it's linked back to my mother. Her name is Halima. And her father came from Pakistan to Trinidad. So I'm a good mix of all the different things in Trinidad. My father's side his heritage is Hindu. My mother's side, her heritage is Muslim. And they're both Christians at the moment, and I was brought up a Christian. So I'm a nice mix of that motto we have in Trinidad. Together we aspire, together we achieve. And that's one thing I remember about growing up in Trinidad. Although we grew up Christian, I'm very thankful my parents never stopped us because we had Hindu family and we had Islamic family. So when it was Diwali, I would go down by my cousins in the south, that's how I met my wife, and we would celebrate Diwali with them. And for Eid, my mother would make sawine, and she would tell us she does that to remember her father, who was a Muslim. When you're young, you don't really understand the significance of these things. And I never really liked milky stuff or whatnot. So I would eat the sawine, but I was never a big fan of it. But as you get older and your heritage becomes more important, these things becomes more important to you. So that tradition of my mother making sawine at Eid to remember her father, I'm going to make sure and carry it on. And today you're going to see that. I am going to attempt to make the Trinidad Sawine. Sawine, for those who don't know, is a kind of, you take vermicelli, it's like a dessert, and you cook it down in milk and you put some spices in it and you're able to eat it. But always remember, I am not a chef. This is not me showing you how to do it. This is showing you my attempt. Let's go to the kitchen and start making my attempt at Trinidad Sawine. Alright guys, here are the ingredients I'm going to use to try to make the Trinidad Sawine. Most importantly is the actual sawine itself. Well, vermicelli. The only one I could find here is the brown rice one, and I've had this for some time now. Vanilla flavor, some what we call vanilla essence. What again? Oh, the cinnamon stick. I remember my mom having that in her sawine. We have some nutmeg that was open already, so we have this very technical closing mechanism here. A lot of this is leftover stuff. Giovanna likes to bake and that kind of thing, so most of this is leftover stuff. We have evaporated milk, condensed milk, and normal milk here, and then we have some raisins. So wish me luck. Alright, so the first step I see them doing, and again I remember my mother doing this in Trinidad. We call patching the vermicelli, patching the sawine. And you have to kind of burn it, and we say patch in Trinidad. It has to get a little more color. Patch or parch. I wonder if it's parch is the proper word, and in Trinidad we say patch. Parch it. But you know what I mean, right? As you can see, you see how this area kind of brown? That's the vermicelli patching there, or patching properly there. So that's what we want. I don't want to overdo it though. We have the patch vermicelli to make the sawine, and I'm not doing nothing too fancy. All I'm gonna do, add the milk. Some condensed milk. What is condensed milk called also? Different kind of condensed milk here, boy. Just some normal milk. And to me that's enough liquid. And then this will have to cook down. Throwing a stick of the cinnamon. Should I have let the milk cook a little bit with the cinnamon? And then add the vermicelli in it? Who knows? This is just me trying something. Alright? Don't judge me. One ingredient you don't want to mess around with. I'm just going to put a touch the vanilla essence, especially that this is not a big, that's enough. This is not a big pot. It's kind of looking like sawine, but I guess it's a little touch of nutmeg. And I just go and dump some of the raisins in there. These raisins inside is so long. I'm using what I had. It's pandemic, so we don't want to keep going in the grocery. This is just leftover stuff from when Valley do all she experimented with she baking and thing. Right, and there we have it. I actually made some changes from the recipe I saw online. It was kind of tasting bland, so I added a little bit of sugar and that vanilla extract for taste. With this kind of rice vermicelli, it's very thin. It's not as the vermicelli we use in Trinidad is a bit thicker. That's the only thing. Otherwise, it looks like sawine. Trinidad, Johan style Trinidad Sawine.
What do you think?
So you guys saw the process I used. If it's one thing I would do different is that the milk with the spices and the cinnamon stick, I should have kind of simmered that first and then put the sawine in instead of throwing everything into the sawine itself, into the vermicelli itself. But anyway, I have it right here. Here it is, Trinidad Sawine. So I'm just going to take a taste of it. Scoop it up. It's nice. Yeah. Oh. So the good thing is, it tastes like sawine. But I do think I need the proper vermicelli that we get in Trinidad. This one is still a bit too stringy, but generally it tastes great. And it gave me a flashback to when I was a little boy eating sawine around Eid and listening to my mother tell us stories about when she was young with her Muslim father. And that's something I want us to remember. I know in Trinidad things are hard right now with the spiking cases, but we should remember the positives. And one major positive about Trinidad is that mixing of religion and culture and how everyone lives together. Because when you look at it, when you eliminate all the politics and those petty things, we live really good together in Trinidad. There are streets in Trinidad, and I would think there are many streets in Trinidad that you would find a church, a temple, and you would find a mosque on the same street. And we all live and get along together. That's a very positive thing about me growing up, having all of these different cultural experiences. And I think to a point, it prepared me later in life, as you know, when I moved to Tunisia and I lived among a predominantly Islamic culture in North Africa. There are certain things that, certain phrases and words and Ramadan that I was very aware of because of growing up in Trinidad and mixing with my Muslim friends. And that's another layer of Eid now. Like when in my memories, when I would remember my mother, remembering her father, but also I am remembering celebrating Eid with my friends in Tunisia. And that will always be very positive memories. For a few years in Tunisia, I was there for Ramadan and I actually practiced Ramadan, meaning I would fast from sun up to sundown, no food, no water. Although I'm not a Muslim, everyone else was fasting. So I did it somewhat in solidarity with them. And it was a good experience and something I would never forget. I have these two big memories in my life now. The Tunisia Islamic experience that I had, and of course growing up in Trinidad and my heritage, in part of my Indian heritage that's Muslim. So Eid now means even more to me because of these experiences combined. To my friends in Tunisia, Eid Mubarak. And I hope eventually when all of this craziness settles down, I'll be able to visit you guys again and experience that beautiful country, inshallah. And to everyone else, thank you for watching the video, and I hope you guys would interact with the video, comment, subscribe, tell me if you know a better way of cooking the sawine, so maybe next time I do it, I could get even better at it. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.